Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Good Friday. Happy Good Friday. Hope you're well, hope you're enjoying the start of your bank holiday weekends. Obviously, tomorrow being a Spurs weekend. It's nice to have Spurs back. It feels like a while really, seeing from basically that Fulham game to now the Luton game coming up. It feels like ending on that loss, it felt like the end of the season, you've got nothing to play for. It just gives me that vibe, even though we've got so much still to play for. So obviously, I'll be doing a preview for the Luton game, not in this video, but the next one. I'm basically just waiting for Ange to come out, give some team news and what have you. I don't foresee a huge change in terms of the starting 11. There'll be a few little bits and bobs, but I don't think crazy amounts. But in this video, we're talking about a man that I've spent countless minutes talking about in Samuel Iling-Junior, and apparently Spurs among a handful of clubs having interest in him again, as well as talking about a update on Santiago Gimenez, the final striker, and Spurs' interest in him. So plenty to talk about, plenty to get into. Just want to say that if you are new, give us a subscribe. Very much welcome to join us for the journey. Let me start with Samuel Iling-Junior. So it came from Peter O'Rourke through Football Insider, who said Tottenham, West Ham, Brighton and Everton are plotting summer moves for Juventus star Samuel Iling-Junior. Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen are also keen on the England under-21 ace. I weirdly watched some of the England under-21 football because it was actually on YouTube. They did like a live stream and I thought, I think I was like editing a video or something, and I thought, do you know what? I'll have a little watch of these boys. You know, you've seen like Harvey Elliott play, and you can tell that he's a Liverpool virtual starter, if you know what I mean, compared to some of the other players playing. You've seen Madueke from Chelsea; he was playing. I was like, do you know what? These under-21s, there's some decent talent in here, and I didn't get to see a ton of Iling-Junior, unfortunately, but it's weird. On the face of things, if you forget the player, just look at the sort of the homegrown things. Like, it makes a ton of sense. But the way I will frame this question before I give my opinion, you got the left wing with Brian Hill, who we think's going right, but you got Timo and say Solomon. Let's say those two are left wingers. Say right wingers Kulu and Johnson. I'm not going to talk about them as much. Just talk about. Let's say we were to sign Timo, you'd have Timo and Solomon. The way I would frame this question is, because I think Iling-Junior will be a fairly similar value to Timo. Do you want Timo or do you want Iling-Junior? And I use this kind of, this example for the Albert Gudmundsson situation. I said, look, I think he's got a high floor in terms of that's the worst he'll be, if you know what I mean. Like, he's going to give you some production, but he may not give you out of this world production. And then I thought his ceiling was a little bit lower than towards some of our other wingers like a Nusa or a Bargi, because I think you're not going to get that much better. He will get better, but I don't think he'll get that much better. Whereas those two guys have a lower floor in terms of they could absolutely bottom out. You kind of know what you're getting with Gudmundsson, but their upside and their ceiling is so much higher because you could potentially have a world beater there. And I think with Timo, his floor is much higher than Iling-Junior's, but I don't think his upper echelon of his ceiling is any higher than Iling-Junior's. I think Iling-Junior's is much higher. Obviously, I know that I think he signed a new contract at Juventus, but I don't think that's really changed much because they've been signing contracts players, but they're looking to move off of certain players this summer, like Glazer and Bremer. That Man United Bremer link seems to be heating up a little bit. I don't know if there's going to be anything in that, but it does seem to be every day that I see 2 or 3 different links with Bremer and Man United. So with Iling-Junior, I think if I had to pick between Timo and him, I'd maybe just side with Timo. If things go the way they should go, I'd side with Timo. It doesn't mean I'd say I want Timo over everyone else. I'm just saying between the two. But let's say Timo has a decent end to the season. I probably would just take the punt on Iling-Junior and just think, he's 15, 17 million. If it doesn't truly work out, you'd end up selling him for 10 million. It's not going to be the end of the world, and it was worth the punt. If it turns out that he, becomes a good player, then yeah, maybe. But for me, I think we should be looking. They probably will go Timo, but as long as we get the marquee winger, as long as Eberechi Eze is the guy, I can work with maybe a younger winger coming through, like an Iling-Junior, a Nusa, a Bargi. You see what I mean? So yeah, there's that. Let me talk to you really quickly about Santiago Gimenez, who came from Ecuador, who said that Tottenham are planning to check on the condition of finals Mexican striker, 22-year-old Santiago Gimenez. Sporting Lisbon, Benfica, Atletico Madrid, West Ham, Man United, Chelsea and Arsenal have all been linked with Giménez. And I'm not surprised. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, including Spurs. 8 clubs in that list. That doesn't shock me. He is one of the more exciting prospects, I think, in European football. Yes, I know he plays in the Eredivisie. I know. I'm just saying, on paper, he's one of the most exciting talents in football. Now, the issue you'll have with Gimenez, and this is the issue that you're going to find, Sporting Lisbon might sell Victor. They've got, 70 million. They'll have no issues buying a Gimenez, but would they go and buy someone for, like they did with Victor, for 15 million from England, turn him into a world beater, bosh, 50, 60 million again, and just keep repeating that cycle? I'm not dancing. I don't know. That's a FIFA dance. That's a FIFA celebration. I don't know. I mean, when you look at the big boys in that list, you look at Spurs, you look at United, Chelsea, Arsenal, they're all going to have the money to spend. Chelsea and Arsenal both need a striker. Man United, another striker behind Højlund might not be a bad idea. He's going to cost sort of 45, 50 million pounds. I genuinely think he's going to cost that. And this is where I want to frame this question. Ivan Toney, 60 million, 65. Because I've got an update on him coming out. When I do my preview, I've got an update on him. So you'll be wanting to tune into that one. But would you go Ivan Toney, let's say 60, 65, or Santiago Gimenez for 45, 50? I think that's a lot closer than people think. Because obviously age is very much on Gimenez's side. You'd be able to have Gimenez for another 5 or 6 years more than you would a Toney. But you kind of know what you're going to get with Toney. You know that you're going to get goals. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, he might put a few bets on. And if he is, slide them over to me. Unless they're not very good. Unless you didn't make any money. And then, I can't be dealing with that, Ivan. I need to get some Wonga. And not alone. With Gimenez, obviously that age is on his side. But not being Prem proven is always a huge deterrent for big clubs spending big money. 50 million is big money. Especially on a younger player who's not Prem proven. That is a lot of money. So I don't know. It does kind of seem really weird. I thought Spurs go marquee winger, they're going big in the midfield, and they're going to go centre-half. That's the main sort of 3. And then from there, they might look to add in, a left-back or a keeper or another midfield or another winger, But they kind of want to get the spine of those 3. It seems to be the striker chat has really heated up recently over this week. And there might be something in there. I don't know. But we shall see. But anyway, guys, then the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings about Santiago Gimenez or Santi Gimenez, however you may want to call him, as well as your thoughts and feelings about Samuel Iling-Junior. It's been a while since we chatted about him, so I'd love to know what you guys all think about that potential deal. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, then the video, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.